We can go live now,
Yes.
as we tend to do this time of day.
That is a thing
It is.
that we do.
It is.
For those wonderful people over there, and over there, and over there, and over there. The
That
good...
asshole in the back is being quite loud all the time. You know who you are.
Luckily, he's kind enough to have his own microphone so we can mute him. Very considerate asshole, as he said. Just happens to be, really. So.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. It's Trekyards time.
It is.
Trekyards powers activate. Anyway, yeah, we're here to talk about things.
And stuff, as you often say.
Specifically, Captain Chakotay and crew. And the little clip, the little segment clip we saw of Janeway as the hologram doing talking and things.
So I'm quite surprised they actually showed. It's in theory the moment. Hopefully implies it won't be as important as, you know, they'll move past it and there's lots more else to see. So they're going to show us the Wrath of Khan scene, and they showed us the entire Wrath of Khan scene in the trailer almost.
I just realized you've uploaded a bunch of videos and I haven't tagged any of them.
I have.
So people are searching. There's going to be no hits. God damn it.
That's what I did today. But it's, you know, there for the... That's what I did all day. Just edited lots and lots and lots of stuff, shit.
I mean, over the last few days, and while I was gone, I didn't tag anything either. So goddamn, I got let's do.
Huh. Okay. Well, if you want to mute, I can talk to the audience for a minute. But don't know how you do it now. But
well, I just noticed it, and it's like, fuck, CDs. Like I got to get this done, but I'm not going to do it right now. I need to. Damn it!
Personal protective equipment.
Yeah.
If it's a ship, at least put Vulcan ship in the description, or in the tag.
I'm busy making all the other ones, Stuart.
I know.
Hello all. Prodigy. Star Trek Prodigy. You know, I think we've all seen the picture of Kate Mulgrew in the captain's chair of the Protostar. Convention's now a thing again. And, you know, if there's actually a picture of Captain Freeman and Captain Janeway together. How cool is that? I mean, sort of just medium cool, but they're still cool.
And Burnham and Janeway as well.
Yes. Yes. If only we're able to get over there and meet these people. Wouldn't it be grand? But
Would be.
there is a destination Star Trek convention I'm hoping to go to in the middle of November. Got the entire Voyager cast going. Not a whole heap of people, but it's the Voyager anniversary, so it's the entire crew, including Rob Beltran. So in theory, I could go have him sign Captain. I could, you know what I could do? I can guess a ship he's going to serve on, whilst out in the dark, have a print made, have him sign Captain Chakotay. And if I'm right, if I'm wrong, it's a one-off, exclusive, one of a kind. You know, Saber class. There we go. Sign. It's like this is my ship. This is my ship. Ah, confirmed, not your ship. I know, but anyway.
Yeah, guys. Talking Prodigy today, because Prodigy starts October 28th, so it's coming up.
Oh, wait. That's this month.
It is this month.
Oh, my
It's
God.
like 2 weeks.
But join us tomorrow for a drunk yard celebratory 7 years fun. And in fact, I realised 5 minutes ago, join me on the No Budget Productions YouTube channel from 7 till 8 talking about fan films. And then join me on Trekyards from 8 till every other hour to get drunk. So I'll be sat here.
Are you doing that right before?
Apparently so. That's how I happened to time out.
Way to fail. Good job.
Well, so join me for that. I'll be back-to-back 5-hour ringing. That'll be fun. So I might be 5 minutes late when I have to mentally have a 5-minute get drinks, etc. But I'll certainly be at the computer because I'll already be live.
Right.
Should I just start sharing, Stuart? Is that a safe?
Go for
okay.
it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's always better when he shares and leaves, and then I can hang out with you guys by myself. Anyway, guys, welcome back. It's a great day to talk about Prodigy, so we're going to do that. And as a result, if you guys want to super chat anything, put your comments and your thoughts, your ideas, any suggestions you might have for the type of ship he's on or whatever, what his crew's going to be doing, by all means, put them in the super chat slot there. We'd really appreciate it. You can also send a PayPal to Trekyards@hotmail.com. All the information for sending PayPal stuff is in the description of the video. Just send it to Trekyards@hotmail.com, as I said, and let us know in the regular chat that you sent that so we can read your comment or question via that. So we do like to read all the comments and questions, so if you're able to, please do. You can also join the channel at the rank of Commander, Captain, Admiral, Fleet Admiral, or Federation President. There's the join button down there. You can check out how much that is. That's like a tier system, so not only do you get a rank, but it helps us on a monthly basis, and it's a small amount of money every month, but it makes a huge deal to both the YouTube algorithm and to us just to have you guys as members. Then it pushes the channel forward and helps us grow. So if you can do that, please consider doing that. Hit that join button. Make sure you're subscribed, of course, and don't forget to click the notification bell icon to all. You can also help us out by checking out our merchandise. There is links down below to the Teespring and the TeePublic store, and we always got a lot of cool stuff there for you guys to check out. So if you want to look at that and let us know, don't let us know. You order your stuff, and by all means, you'll get it, and it's really cool stuff. A lot of people have got a lot of the Trekyard swag, and it's great to see it. So anyway, yeah, that's basically it. Now we just wait for Samuel to return. Oh, and perfect timing, because there he is. 68 of you here, 40 likes, guys. Hit that like button. 50 is, of course, the first goal. We only need 9 more likes to get there, so 9 people hit that like button.
Or like 400 likes. Not like Vicky, but, you know.
Wow. 150 will be the last one goal, probably. We tend to creep up to there at least, so yeah, just hit the like button. If you're here and you're watching, that means you're enjoying something, maybe, so like.
And, of course, also go back and watch today's video, which you can briefly pimp, Stuart. What did we release today?
We did a video on the Ferengi from Discovery Season 4 trailer. A little bit of a... People think it's a redesign, but I think it's just a update because it's 900 years in the future. But unfortunately, Discovery is known for the Klingons and the stress that caused everybody. So anything that's slightly different now, everybody's up in arms about. So we did a video doing some comparisons and some discussions of what it could be, why it does look like that, things like that. So
we go pretty in depth, so it's definitely worth a look. It was fun. You know, I really liked finding the graphics and, you know, seeing more than meets the eye. You're gonna make a joke about the?
No. No, Sylvia hit like though. She's outside watching apparently. Hi, Admiral. So.
And that's the main thing.
Yes.
But yeah, so where were you when you heard this announcement, Stuart? What was the? Where were you?
I have no idea where I was. Actually, I don't know. I'm actually trying to remember where I was, and I cannot remember for the life of me.
Because he spoiled it like a month ago. And we didn't report it because it could be anybody. I think it was yesterday, day before. No, day before because we did a video on it already. Which comes out. Did we do a video? Yeah. Did I edit already?
We did.
Is that one I didn't edit? Of all the things I didn't edit? Did I edit everything else? Oh, god damn it. More fucking editing. Yes. Stuart, it's exciting. It's good news. And even though I would say we've been slightly burned with Captain what's his name? Captain Riker in his lackluster screen time. I hope that means this announcement he'll be more than that. Be more than just 1 line in one episode and 10 lines in the other. A meaningful character.
Yeah, that's the thing. It could just be a cameo appearance, honestly, and that sucks. But they're also announcing like his crew. We got an Andorian, a Tellarite, and a Trill as part of his crew, I guess. And so I don't know. We've talked about this a little bit in that other video we filmed, which you probably haven't edited. But it's whether they're going to be an ongoing side-by-side story or if it's going to be a main part of the story plot for the Delta Quadrant, Protostar, or what's going on. We don't know exactly how it's going to line up and
how could we
be a part of it? But we should. We are Trekyards. We have inside sources. Everyone else does.
Yes, the ones that are always right, wrong.
Yeah.
Trying to find.
Discovery got canceled 2 seasons ago, don't you know?
Oh, it got season 4 it came out. Oh yeah. They did say that.
Yeah.
No, but it's what's interesting about this is that so they didn't announce the other cameos in Lower Decks. Say they sort of gave them away to get press. They revealed Q in the season 1 mid-season trailer for Lower Decks, and he was in nothing really more than that. So they used it as a promotional tool rather than really, Same with Tom Paris. They showed the plate. We got excited. He confirmed he was in it, but that was pretty much it. But there wasn't like some big announcement. So the fact they actually get a full announcement for Rob Beltran and 3 cast members, 2 of which are well-known actors. I'm sure Daveed Diggs is a known actor, but the other 2 are like pretty high profile that people know them. These aren't cameo level actors really. Otherwise you could pick anybody. Literally anybody. So the fact you're picking noteworthy actors who are going to charge a lot more than the average actor, potentially, as in an average like a newbie, doesn't feel like it's just going to be a one appearance. Feels like it actually has some level of impact. And boy, that changes the entire paradigm of the show.
Yeah. Everybody's saying hi to the Puggy. That's not the pug. That's Dot, actually. Pug's outside right now. So, I mean, we kind of talked about maybe the possibility of having like an A-B story, like his is the B story, trying to contact this ship to help them even further. I can't see them like meeting up with them or anything right away, because that would just become the Chakotay show. So
it'd still be the Janeway show, just with a massive Chakotay overtone. Yeah, the kids have got to have their own. Yay, the kids!
So I don't know. I'm just happy to see that he's a captain and stayed in Starfleet. I think that's awesome, and hopefully his character will get more love than what he thinks it served in Voyager. I didn't mind his character too much. Yeah, they did kind of underuse him a little bit, I guess, but I just hated that every week it was something different with his character. Like 1 week he's into boxing, that's never mentioned again. Things like that. So
I like the actor. I like when he was given meat a lot. Like he sold the part really well. They didn't give him much in the part, but he sold the part really well.
Yeah, I wonder if all the shuttles on his ship are going to be named after famous boxers. And he's going to have boxing gloves hanging in his ready room.
The thing is, that makes more sense.
And he's going to say,
Akuchamoya?
1, 2, 3.
He'll say Akuchamoya. No,
4.
The USS Akuchamoya. Oh my god.
Yeah, and each warp count is going to be like, a count, because they're down for the count. You can only go up to warp 10, because after 10 you're out. So. Because we latch onto one thing that a captain likes, and we just milk that to death.
And as I said, liked once. No, because he's a really interesting character conceptually. Terrorist turned hero. Obviously, they underused the terrorist aspect a ton, because it's quite an unusual thing in the 90s to give like 4 of your main characters a terrorist past. Obviously, sympathetic is still a way of doing that, but they still killed lots of Cardassians. But then so did the Federation, and so did our heroes shoot birds of prey and just blow them up. I mean, it's a battle. You can't necessarily judge in the same way. It's hard, But over 7 years, he went from being a qualified captain on a whatever his ship was called, into I would assume as good a second officer on most Starfleet ships as you could find. He dealt with more than most. Janeway, I wouldn't necessarily call the most hands-on captain with the crew, and that was a point made, in fact, in the Lower Decks episode. That she didn't even necessarily know these people after 6 years with them, and she never really talked to these Lower Decks 3 people. You've only got 140 people. How do you not know everybody? Come on. As he would, you kind of get the sense he would know everybody. Definitely Maquis, he would,
Especially as a first officer, it's kind of his job. He's the middleman between the captain and the whole crew. But essentially,
he gave that strong vibe, like he was doing it right and talented and capable. And so for him to go to the captain, we don't like that 7 of 9 went rogue and went on a murder spree and blah, blah, blah. Like, keep them in the good straight line that we like them, give them depth within that, but honor the legacy. And that feels like a nice, he turned his life around, he moved forward, he got another commission, Federation respected him and what he did. That's lovely,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my thing is, because his command pips were not Starfleet command pips.
Yep.
So I wonder if they're going to continue that with his captaincy, or now that he's back, I would assume he just has regular Starfleet captain's pips. It's a small thing, but I mean, I'm sure he was in Starfleet. He was an officer.
Mm-hmm.
He did leave, so I don't know if there's like a Starfleet equivalency test he takes when he gets back.
I think it's called Voyager.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Experience. Oh yeah. Time served.
Sorry. How many Borg?
With time served.
How many Borg have you destroyed and taken out? None. Yeah. Exactly. I get my commission back. Yeah. How many of you have met fake Boothby? Yeah. No. I met fake Boothby.
Jay Eldridge says, Captain Chakotay, finally. Now we need Harry Kim to get a promotion. Yeah, Harry Kim, what if he's going to be on the ship as an ensign?
Well, that's a curveball. Oh, God. But it does open up those possibilities. I don't know if it's them being desperate to include more legacy actors. I mean, this is what we'd want, but does it make sense? Like, we'd love to see any of them back, but it has to be meaningful. Like, Paris was not particularly meaningful. It's nice, but...
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see anybody else right away anyway. If it goes on for a couple seasons, I can see, and depending on what is exactly going on with Chakotay's ship, I could definitely see more people showing up.
Mm-hmm.
But,
And actually, although we've said this for literally every single character because it makes sense, but I can see potentially them sending the EMH. Because if you can send data, if that becomes a plot point, they can send the EMH to go help them and send them back. No stress there.
Yeah. Now, when does this happen in the timeline, Prodigy? Do you know?
We do know.
Is it the same time as Picard, or
give or take? Yeah, I will re-find out, but we do know when.
Okay. I was gonna say it'd be cool if it was a little bit before, and we had Icheb on his ship.
I think it is before Picard, but it's after the other stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's in between.
Yeah, Icheb hasn't been murdered yet.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I'm just saying. I just made it right. I haven't confirmed yet. But I'm saying, hopefully, he's not at the point where he's murdered yet.
We're not going to see him anyway, so it's fine. But that'd just be an interesting little thing. Now, Jason Alexander coming back. He was a character on Voyager. He was one of the think tank guys.
Great episode.
Smarmy. And he is a huge Star Trek fan. Does a really great Kirk impression. So it's good to see him back. I think he's a Tellarite actually.
That fits.
Yeah. I keep forgetting this is just an animated show actually.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier. A little bit easier.
Yeah. So somebody had mentioned earlier in the chat too, if he's a Tellarite, maybe he's the father of the Tellarite that's in the show, or related to him in some way. That could be interesting. But again, why is your kid in the Delta Quadrant? Hashtag parenting fail.
Well, maybe Chakotay's ship got lost 5 years ago or 2 years ago, and he's like, "God damn it! God damn it! God damn it! Why?"
Yeah.
Okay, I have some dates. So, Voyager came back endgame in 2378.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Prodigy takes place in 2383, so 5 years later.
Okay.
But then the Picard flashback, the synth attack, is only 2 years later. So Chakotay in theory could be wearing the Voyager Picard flashback uniform, or they're saying that was a brand new uniform. So it should be one or the other, and both I'm fine with. But it means you can have Picard in it, you can have Icheb, you can have Seven. maybe they'll mention. I mean, you would think that he would at some point mention, "Oh, I didn't work with Seven. Weren't you married once, Captain? Yes, I was. And then she assimilated my hopes and dreams and left me for, like."
And my resistance was futile.
Yeah, my lawyer said resistance was futile. She took everything and divorced. I mean, you're not gonna have Seven and Chakotay both back to back in new TV shows and not mention.
Yeah.
That feels like silly writing to not mention it.
She took everything in the divorce except my bones. Stop trying to make bones happen.
She even took my tattoo. She took everything in the divorce. But I got 1 pip after. So yeah, so it's 5 years, which is a good span of time for everyone to do more stuff. Oh, then speaking of, when was the Lower Decks Tom Paris? Because now they're all crowding in a certain period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Now from being all okay. That's in.
Squadra, of course, throws in $2. So thank you very much for the first super chat of the night. If after Picard and each ep alive equal alternate timelines. Well, it's not after Picard, but
if only.
Yeah.
But get Maru. They won't obviously, but
no, it's a shame. But
yeah. Okay, let's see. So he was in. Guess which episode? We'll always have Paris. Okay,
really?
Yeah. Okay, so wow, this is extremely consistent. So 78 Endgame, 81 we see Paris still doing the Victory Tour. And apparently Thaddeus Troy Riker was also born that year. So that's why Troy wasn't in the season, because she's currently pregnant with their first child in that season 2 of Lower Decks, which they couldn't have. Wow. But also Picard's in his. Oh, he's way older than that, I guess. And then 83 is the Prodigy. 85 is Picard flashback. So 3 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years jump. Weird.
Right. Well, they're making sure things line up, though, which is nice. Nice to see. So,
yeah, depending which uniform they have, that'll tell us, are they swapping out the Nemesis ones, or are they whatevering the... Although it would be kind of funny if they still had the First Contact, because they were launched like a year early, and you come back to Earth and they've got the Picard uniforms, which is a reference to Voyager, where they didn't change uniforms. That'd be kind of fun. Like everyone wins in that,
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that, though.
No, they'll probably invent a new uniform, because F it. This uniform, then this uniform, then this uniform. It's like, oh, God. Guys, you've got a good uniform, stop.
Yeah. Somebody brought up a point. How do we know he's a captain of a Starfleet vessel? Well, I don't think he's going to be captain of a civilian vessel. So I just wanted to bring that out, because at least 2 people I saw today had mentioned that. Kind of in a conversation back and forth, and I was like, obviously it's going to be Starfleet, because
I mean, why bother mentioning him as a captain if he's a civilian captain or a Maquis captain? Like,
yeah,
that's setting everyone up for disappointment, because no one would expect anything different. Huh.
Melissa Jericho says I would just ignore Picard. Yeah, well, so far, yes.
But I like the uniforms. I've already used them. I'm committed, Stuart. I can't rotoscope the bloody. No.
Wow.
Yes. But, I mean,
Dan Ben says this show may be set outside Federation. Yeah, I'm sure it will be set outside Federation space.
We know it is. It's the Delta Quadrant. They've said that since the first teaser. It's the Delta Quadrant show. Although weirdly, the dialogue in one of the last interviews said it was, outside the edge of Federation space, which wouldn't be the phraseology to the Delta Quadrant. So we've said this in the other video, it might be on the nearer the border, which seems odd.
Yeah, I mean that's what that kind of phrasing says to me anyway. That's what they're trying to say. So
I mean, in fairness, that would let you have your cake and eat it too. If you put on the edge of Alpha Quadrant, because the thing is, there's no wall. It's just a designated space, and then now in the Delta Quadrant. But you can, step over that boundary. Look, I'm in the Delta Quadrant. Are you? Well, yeah. I just went 1 light year. So there's a lot of where you can easily. I'm sure there are traders that are just traveling between the 2 quadrants, like no one's business. It's just space. So that, and I know we've said, and the people have even quantified, the question of how are these Alpha Quadrant races on this asteroid base, which is a great question. Look forward to seeing it. Well, if they are much closer to the border, then why wouldn't Andorrans explore 5,000 light years into the Delta Quadrant, and they got lost and they had kids?
Well, as you said, with traders and cargo ships going back and forth, it could easily be that these kids were all on the same cargo ship that crashed or got captured or damaged and drifted somewhere into space lanes and got picked up. And there's a whole bunch of possibilities for that. So that would make sense why they're kids, because, their parents were serving on because we know that even in Enterprise, Mayweather was on a ship as a kid, a cargo ship, because that's what you did. It's your family business, so.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And maybe we might even have a situation where they have, again, if they want to really appeal to the hardcore audience, you might have a situation where they cut to, yes, your mother found a ship in the debris. Cut to flashback, and it's like a Galaxy class. Federation starship was lost here. And then this other Federation Protostar was sent to, whatever. That's a whole different story. It just happens to be in the same area. And like you say, it was just, a ship was lost. And the crew, says there's humans, there's Andorrans, there's Trekyards, all these different things. And because if the ship had crashed, they wouldn't be able to just head home, even if they're only 7,000 light years from Andor.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be interesting to be able to use both sets of races. Again, have a cake and eat it too. Because if the story's about that's the thing. Is the story about the kids and them learning to work together, or is the story about some grander thing? Or is it as simple as they could be very close to Alpha Quadrant and just the asteroid minor tyrant is the villain? And it's that simple. It's just, let's escape the tyrant. He's chasing us. Oh, no. That's the story. There's no other big story because it doesn't need to be.
That's kind of the feeling I get. That's what it's going to be. So, James McGill, though, throws in $5. So thank you so much. Like Chakotay, I tried to contact my spirit animal to understand my feelings about Star Trek Picard. Unfortunately, my animal spirit is Pokemon and doesn't speak. Pika Pika.
Pikachu!
Bless you.
Yeah. Those darn spirit animals, they sometimes just are not helpful. You ask and you ask. But as I've said to you in another video, this one bit of news elevated the entire show for me. And while I like the idea of a Delta Quadrant show by itself, it would need to be revolving around these other races we know. But without any sort of knowledge of that, it's just people in a place, okay. So this makes the paradigm, okay, it's going to have a grounding in the Starfleet mythology, because Janeway, straight away, because she could do whatever, who knows. Although they did imply that they might be in Starfleet uniform by the end, or some...
Yeah, they did.
Which is odd. You would think... such a clear art design of their vibe, we wouldn't want to put them into uniforms.
I think that'll be like the last episode of season 1, where they fire up the replicator and say we're a team now, we're a crew now, finally.
Well,
and they
are they all gonna wear comm badges? At least one thing they're probably gonna have to do.
Well, the redesigned comm badge, that freaky one, which isn't typical Starfleet issue. So.
No. But I'm also wondering, most shows aren't designed to go as long as they can, right? Most shows you design a first season, hope it goes well, see the fan reaction. If you're very confident, you do multiple seasons of thought, but you still focus on one. And a lot of shows, they have a certain number of ideas, and then we were commissioned again. Okay, let's do another season and another season, and another season, and it becomes.
Or shows like Supernatural, where they have like a 5-season arc. They kind of played that out, and they're like, we're really popular, we're going to keep going and beating this dead horse constantly.
Yep.
And it kind of loses its focus a bit. So
shows aren't always meant to go on forever, and obviously you can reboot the show in essence like they did with Discovery. But we don't know they said Picard's going to have a 3-season arc. That means it isn't it's a Prodigy, it might only have a 2-season arc in mind. And therefore, it's an actual story. Because if they're only 20-minute episodes, there's only 10. There isn't that much story compared to an actual season of television. You think about how many hours of TNG there won't even be half of that. Not even close to half of that if there's a 2-season Prodigy arc. But if they're planning out multiple, say a 3-season arc like Picard, they can be very precise with what they're doing, and doesn't have to be so groundbreakingly big. It can just be focused in its own way, and then the uniform payoff, the whatever, could be really really clever.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a stinger or a grab for season 2. I have this feeling that there's going to be something. So, but I just hope that I hate when that they do that and there's nothing that ever comes of it. It's like there's no next season. Oh. Let's see. We have 92 likes, guys. 117 people here. So let's get 100 likes. That's 8 more likes. Nobody has anything to say super chat wise, which is odd.
No, it's very strange.
But this is an interesting topic. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities with Chakotay being a captain. Is he going to be in direct communication with the Janeway hologram and stuff? So let us know your thoughts. If you can super chat, that'd be amazing, because it does help us do this kind of thing. Unless you're all saving your money for tomorrow's Drunk Live, because we start 2 hours early, and we're just going to be hanging out and having some fun. So,
yeah. So if we don't get any super chats, we probably won't go 2 hours, because this topic will be based on your feedback.
Yeah, we're kind of running out of things to say already.
Yeah, because normally we have those interactions. So, but Medallion says, Chakotay assumed role as first officer in extraordinary circumstances. He is not officially back as Starfleet unless he is reapplies when he gets back to Earth. We can't say that because you haven't seen the show yet. We also wouldn't have assumed that Seven would murder Icheb. But she did. Not murdered, obviously, but I mean, I think, the thing is, Janeway's going to get Admiral pretty quickly. I'm pretty sure an Admiral can, like, recommission an officer. I mean, no, she's out for Paris. I mean, a captain got him recommissioned from prison. I mean, he was a commissioned officer again. Yes, he was still under, like, certain bail conditions, but he was still a recommissioned officer, so it wasn't hard. And, and certainly they all earned their stripes.
Yeah, and like I said, time served. You had to serve 7 years in Delta Quadrant on a Starfleet ship as a first officer.
You get captain!
Yeah, I mean, that's just I think most of the senior bridge crew would just get automatic promotions for all of that. And looking at the service records and all the logs of everything that happened, yeah, absolutely. I think Starfleet would be like, oof. Well, you don't have to go on any long exploratory, missions anymore. You can stick close to Earth if you want. Get your choice of assignment,
Or stick close to Risa if you need to.
Yeah.
Oh no, a 3-month assignment to Risa's orbit. What a shame.
I want to serve on the weather control systems maintenance team.
Or the Risa Express, if you remember that episode we did.
Yes. Yeah.
What a ship you brought us, Stuart. What a ship you brought us. See, my gut reaction for this is that Chakotay wasn't a default captain, or at least, like I said, he was given the rank of captain, but a captain does not need to have a ship. There are probably more captains available than ships because you have certain captains, certain roles. I mean, look at Captain Scott and Captain Spock. There was 3 captains on that ship at one point. They weren't all captaining, were they? So I can imagine he's either honorary or given full captain, using experience at the academy maybe in some way, because hey, he's dealt with more species than most officers. But my assumption is that there was something happening in the Delta Quadrant, X, Y, and Z. Protostar get left, whatever. And then they say, right, we need to send a ship to the Delta Quadrant or to check the Delta Quadrant or X, Y, and Z, maybe through a limited FTL, like a wormhole. And they say, right, we need someone who knows the area. Well, there's only 140 people that know the area, and most of those worked in lower decks the whole time. So we're not going to give those the role. So they asked around, and Chakotay offered because he's a very honourable man that would want to go in and do right by people there. Maybe an Ocampa colony got damaged. Maybe we said maybe Neelix's colony ship got damaged, and he sends out a plea, and Chakotay says, "I'll actually go help my old friend," because only 5 years ago, so it's not that long in the abstract. And so he volunteers, who's given a ship rather than like, I've been a captain for years and years, more out of necessity, and he's given an experienced crew to help him, because running a ship is different to being an academy whatever man. And so you get a little bit of tension between him and the crew, but not too much. And then he knows the area, he knows the vibe, he knows the species. You should want to send an experienced officer if you're going to go to the Delta Quadrant.
Yeah. And I have the feeling, the sneaky suspicion, Neelix is going to show up at some point, because Neelix was kind of the more kid-friendly of all the Voyager crew.
Yes.
He was dropped off very close to the Alpha Quadrant before.
I mean,
Like,
the closest, but still
yeah,
like
exactly.
15 because Janeway still took 15 years after if the Endgame hadn't happened, so it's still over a decade.
Yeah, but still a lot closer.
Oh
And
yeah,
with
sure.
technology improving and
Mhm.
like different FTL drives and stuff, and depending on where they are too in the Delta Quadrant for Prodigy, I can definitely see Neelix making an appearance.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he didn't, or at least Talaxians, but I would think Neelix for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Because really,
Uh,
Picard is like Picard's because Picard had the three Troy, Riker, and Picard as brought them back from TNG, the TNG reunion. Yeah, give us Neelix, Chakotay, and Janeway.
mhm. I'd be down.
I'll be down.
I was like Neelix. I don't know what all the hate for Neelix. I don't
Yeah.
understand it. So, Shannon Nash though throws in $5. Thank you so much. Good to see you. After the Dominion War, I would think Starfleet and the Federation would be like, yeah, the Maquis kind of had a point. Commission reinstated. I don't think Starfleet would ever say, yeah, the Maquis kind of had a point. More like, oh, we're sorry that all the Maquis got murdered. Want to join us instead? But
yeah, no, yeah, I think it's just his quality service record because he's the sort of guy that did leave because he wanted to be a freedom fighter. There was no,
he left for the right reasons. Yes, yeah, absolutely.
He wasn't in it for the violence. He rarely actually went the violent option. I mean, he was surprisingly controlled in terms of how he spoke and how he was very much more the tactician and the good commander. I mean, he was in Starfleet for quite a lot of years. It's not as if he left like Paris. He was like 10 years, give or take.
Yeah. Was he the rank of commander when he left?
No, he wasn't that high. We had this discussion once. I think he was a lieutenant. He was a flight academy instructor.
Yeah. Yeah. George Mangrum, $2. Will Angry Kess make an appearance? We hope not.
I don't think
we don't know.
They'd hire Jennifer back
no
anymore.
No. But she could be any form now, though. They could hire somebody new and
sure. Yeah, sure.
But we're not going to see her anyway. It's an animated show, so right?
Well, yeah. Well, exactly. Well, it's like when we saw, Akudo's back. Akondo, whatever his name is. Yeah, he's back. Yeah.
Billy Campbell, you going to say anything? No? Oh, okay.
Shelby! No? Okay. Couldn't even be bothered to say one word, Shelby! One word! No, it's, And I wouldn't... See, I can also imagine that potentially, depending how they want to go with this, maybe like an end of season thing, because this might be the... Because let's assume for a second the Protostar is a special FTL test ship, right? Let's go that route. I would assume it would, if it's able to travel massive distances, it would need a transponder that could also relay tremendous distances. Otherwise, if it gets lost, you would never find it. So let's assume it gets lost, and it's dormant for say 2 years before this point. And when the crew activate it, the Janeway hologram, the transponder activates. No one can see it except Starfleet. And at the end of the season, you're going to see a scene where we see Janeway again, but now modern Admiral Janeway, with Captain Chakotay, and she says, "Chakotay, we have a mission for you, the Protostar. I've never heard of it. Yes, it was a secret ship, but we need to send you on the Owl."
And we just got notification that its emergency training hologram is kicked on. I just got a notification
on my phone,
on my smartwatch. That
no smart badge.
That a hologram of me has been activated. I hope it's not being used inappropriately. Please go check that out.
I hope it's not drinking all the coffee in the quadrant as my coffee. So I can imagine that scene might play so well. It's kind of like we wanted to see Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, and Harrison Ford together. Didn't give it to us. But seeing Admiral Janeway, Captain Chakotay, that would be such an obvious thing. And why wouldn't you have Mulgrew play both Janeways?
Yeah.
You've got her on contract. She can have fun with it. You can appease everybody. You can have a little Delta Quadrant. You've got Admiralty, and maybe even there's a secret there, and so she has to send one of the only people she trusts, Captain Chakotay. And then he's doing this mission for this admiral, who obviously they know the bond with, but the crew he has aren't quite certain. They love him as a captain, but just tell him what's happening, and so you have a bit of tension there. And then he sent in an experiment. I mean, let's be honest. Older Janeway stole a Klingon time and space portal thingy which which undid 15 years of history. So if Janeway wants to save something, she'll go to hell of a far reach to do it. I mean, hey, let's bring back oh god, we've interviewed him, the guy, the Armstrong, whatever his name is. Have him be I think his name's Korath. Bring back Korath as a Klingon. She went and stole his thing again.
Yeah.
But this time it only has the vortex, not the time bit. What do you guys think?
I really like that idea. I love to have Admiral Janeway and Chakotay face to face, and there's some kind of link to the Protostar that she sends Chakotay to do something. I think that's a fantastic idea. I really hope that they do that now.
It's so logical.
You got my hopes up.
I know.
Yeah, stop it.
Because also you can imagine that Janeway would, after she comes back, have sleepless nights about all the stuff that she left unresolved in the Delta Quadrant. She helped a lot of people, but also a lot of stuff happened. So maybe she, as an admiral, commissioned and pioneered this special FTL drive, and she was going to send crews back into the Delta Quadrant to help people that she knew, right? And that ship goes missing. Again, there's a special thing on that ship with a need, and so sending Chakotay again, anyone you can trust. Like, that's super logical. And then the kids thing is the A story, but really it's it happens to be. But it does mean they will get back to the Alpha Quadrant. It's in the story. Chakotay, he becomes a very natural thing. He sort of chases them over the course of the season, or at least is one step behind. And then maybe it's a great scene where he warps out to the asteroid colony and he hails them, and they're like, "What's a Starfleet?" And he's like, "Well, you haven't heard of us?" And then I don't know, scene, and at the end, yeah,
cool.
It's a great moment.
He shows up to save the kids because they're Alpha Quadrant people there. Shows up and they had just left on the Protostar.
Yeah, episode 1.
Just missed them. They stole a ship. They escaped and stole a ship. Ah, shit.
And because it's got such FTL, it then travelled further than he could. Yeah.
The Protostar can't be tracked or traced or something.
Yeah, they got to wait until it comes out FTL, and then in the end of the thing, it's like they're 30 light years away. Oh god damn it! Fine, travel after them, and that'd be a hell of a good end of episode 1. And the kids are now run away, and they would have been rescued like 30 minutes later by Chakotay. That'd be so annoying. Yeah. God, that's so annoying.
3 super chats. One's James, one's Matthew. We'll get to you in a second, but I want to read Jeff's before he has to leave. Jeff Jacobs is here. Haven't seen you in a long time, friend.
Jeff!
$10.
Oof.
Just wanted to swing in before my meeting and show some love. I'm sorry I haven't been around much. I love you guys. Remember, everyone, hit like. If you didn't do it, or if you didn't blew it, you didn't do it. And he didn't make me say 150. So, yes. Thank you, Jeff.
Good to see you. Hopefully you'll come back soon.
Yes. And James, going back up to yours for $2. Maybe in Star Trek Picard and Prodigy, we'll see how the Voyager crew is doing. That's the hope.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
Listen, Jericho. Yeah, Andy Dick is EMH Mark II. And that would have been a great announcement. Andy Dick returning as EMH Mark II. On the oh my god, on the Protostar. 2 holograms.
Oh my god. Matthew DeFriedis, $2.
Thank you.
Do you see the new Obina class ship? McMahon tweeted 27 minutes ago. No, not yet. I did see another ship from the next episode,
which we've actively not talked about because it's like around the corner.
Yeah, it's just this isn't Thursday, guys. It's almost Friday. We'll talk about it, but yes.
Yeah, it's the same ship, but it looks like we're gonna get a few views.
I'm gonna go take a look now too, because everybody else is looking at it. I might as well. And
I mean, I've said it's not an Excelsior class, or a variant. Archimedes. Yeah.
What are you doing? There we go.
Designed by Nolan Obina.
This is probably what he meant when he said, "Let's not interview me now. Let's wait till the end of the season because we'll have so much more to talk about." Because he knew there were more ships coming. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's in it a lot. As with all things.
All good things, as they say, come to an end.
I'm gonna tweet him.
Yes, you do that. So, guys, anybody else have anything to chime in with on this? Your thoughts about Chakotay? What kind of role he could play in this adventure? Would you like to see an Admiral and Chakotay on screen together? Super chat your thoughts, guys. We were very, very late on super chats today, but that's okay. I kind of expected that, actually. But that's okay. Tomorrow we have a Drunk Live where we start 2 hours early. We're just going to hang out and have some fun. So hopefully that one will be active and lively. I'm going to do a poll here. Right. So yeah, super chat your thoughts if you can. Would really appreciate that, guys. And let's see, another 9 likes would be awesome to get to 120. There we go. I just created a poll there, so check that out. Everybody go vote on the poll. Let me know your thoughts.
Oh my god, Trek Culture. Hi, Trek Culture. Keep up the good work.
Sergeant Montgomery says still has the wrong nav lights.
Oh.
Eric Martin, $5. Give Chakotay the Prometheus.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Just don't give him the Janeway.
Oh my god. Yeah.
It's a great name though. Now we also then are going to mention, besides the Captain, I was going to say Captain Proton there, Captain Chakotay. There is that clip, which looked good, looked nice, fine. First actual footage, which was nice. And Janeway Hologram had 2 interesting notes, and obviously I'll let you address. I'll say them out, and you can say what you think about them. So the first, she didn't register; they weren't Starfleet officers. She was expecting crew members, but didn't register. But that was kind of, she expects a crew to pilot to be there to help the ship. Okay. And second, she actively says she's here to help the crew get back to the Alpha Quadrant. 2 explicit things, both not necessarily what we're expecting. Thoughts?
I'm not sure. I think the ship is designed to be smaller with less crew. I know that for a fact, just because of the size of it, and because she says I'm here to take care of some of the lower end operations. We still need a command crew, so it's like they knew that they weren't going to have enough people to take care of the ship, so that's what the hologram's there for, to take care of all the life support and all that stuff, I guess. So I don't know. It seems weird. We're here to return you to the Alpha Quadrant. It's like this ship was specifically sent to rescue somebody to bring them back to the Alpha Quadrant.
But with the expectation of a crew that's a new crew.
Yeah. So did Voyager leave somebody behind?
Well,
that they're like, we're going to rescue them?
Well, actually, no, if you go back for a second, you already said this earlier. Yeah, what if another ship was lost in the Delta Quadrant for another reason?
And the Equinox was, so yeah, I mean, there's this possibility.
Yeah, for a different reason, and so that was sent. Actually, so say a ship, for whatever reason, was lost in Delta Quadrant 1 year after Voyager. Freak accident, right? The ship crashed, damaged. Well, that would make sense because the kids wouldn't be old enough. Okay, let's jump back a sec. Okay, there was okay. A ship crashed, a ship was lost in Delta Quadrant like 10 years ago, before Voyager, but it was classified because it was an absolute F-up. Classified, right? Like, really classified.
Or more Pegasus-type shenanigans.
Yeah.
Doing something they weren't supposed to.
Transphasic warp. Oh, God, that's going to be a thing now, isn't it?
Transgalactic warp.
Well, that's...
Galaxy.
So say that happens, and then as soon as Janeway gets in, once she's Admiral, because she's not going to be Admiral straight away. You wouldn't be default Admiral. So what if she's going through files and this goes over her desk, and she's like, I obviously have a personal connection. What happened to that crew? Like, I have to get them home. I wish people had done that for me. Obviously, they did when they found out. And so she commissions the ship being built, experimental, sends it, crashes, gets lost, whatever, and then the descendants find the ship, that's why they assume a crew's going to be there, because it's like, well, there should be somebody of the crew left if they're still weathering.
Here's what happened.
Yeah.
Barkley had a brilliant idea for a new type of drive.
Buy it?
He
Yep.
tried it. He got stranded in the Delta Quadrant. Like, goddamn, he helped us with Project Pathfinder. He's a friend of Voyager. That's a way of bringing Barkley into the show as well. Sending the ship to save Barkley and his small crew of engineers that were trying to...
So you're saying it should be called Star Trek, The Search for Broccoli?
Yeah, Star Trek, eat your broccoli.
Oh, God. I mean, that's... hey, bring back Dwight Schultz. That's the name?
Right, yeah.
Bring him back. He's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good. I mean, that's good. Yeah. It's just the fact the kids are so much older, which confuses, because they shouldn't be necessarily. But it depends. No. Actually, I actually do remember reading. I had mentioned. I mean, you might have seen this as well. But one of the people did say the ship and the kids aren't linked directly.
Okay, that's good enough.
They said that explicitly. I do remember that now. Because there's not their ship or anything. So yeah, it was a coincidental engineering ship got lost. Because it's not it's not the end of the world that an ancient Andorian ship went to Delta Quadrant 400 years ago. I mean, it's not a very big explanation, but it's fine.
So here's another theory then. Let's say the Protostar was the ship that got lost. Let's say it's Barkley. It crashed.
Confirmed. Well, Dwight back.
Yeah. And when the kids find the ship, they power on the systems, and it's like there's a flashing like update thing. There's an update button. You hit it, downloads the Janeway program, because instead of sending it the ship to save the crew, they sent a program which would enhance systems, which would find the best route to get back. Is it that simple that they can send a transmission to the ship instead of sending a different ship to save this? Because I don't know. We've lost a ship there. We're going to send another ship. It might not even make it or come back. We don't know. It just seems like a kind of waste of resources. And that's why she created this program for them, expecting them to be the ones downloading it. That's why she's expecting the crew. I don't know. I think that might be a distinct possibility as well. Once they power the system up, they're like, yeah, there's an update. Hologram 2.4 or whatever. I don't know. Or iOS.
I mean, well, that's the thing, isn't it? If the ship can communicate with the Alpha Quadrant, then that opens up all the possibilities, but also it removes the tension factor. But they're still lost. In Stargate Universe, they're still lost. They can communicate, but they can't help them directly.
Maybe that's what Chakotay was used for. Chakotay went to the very edge of Delta Quadrant space to transmit this thing.
So underused again, is what you're saying. Because that would be a hell of a disappointing thing just to be Mr. Relay. Well, actually, let's be fair though. I mean, can we literally just say they use the Heroja network again?
Yeah, absolutely. It's established thing.
I mean, is that too easy?
Yes.
Maybe Janeway says we need to go to Heroja network. Here's how you hack in 7 star, and they get a communication. The nearest ship in range happens to be not Prometheus.
Anyway.
Basically, there's so much that you could do, but I need a Federation aesthetic. I need a Federation vibe. I'm really hoping, I said this in our edited video, that the Protostar, very JJ, very Discovery, it's obviously super experimental, but looks so far out of kilter. I'm hoping that the Chakotay ship, he'll either be in the grey, as you see here, or the Picard flashback. Those are the two that make sense. Anything else you're inventing again, and please just... Unless they maybe have a grey version of the Picard one, which actually might look kind of cool. I don't know why you then incrementally go back that way, but whatever. And that ship is very faithful, it's very consistent, very high detail, looks exactly Federation, the bridge looks great. They're allowed to have both extremes because they've got the Federation classic Starfleet, and they've got the... It's a great face. Sorry, I didn't think I was making that stupid comment.
No, I was just reading a comment. I just wanted to address, so just a comment reaction.
Okay, jump back.
Jamie's jukebox. Why would there be a holographic program of Janeway? I guess it is the Delta Quadrant, but this ship is not Voyager. It is. It's like a way smaller ship. Would it even have a holodeck? My initial thought on that is it will not have a holodeck. However, to create a show for kids that doesn't have a holodeck seems like a waste. It would almost make sense to have one for training purposes or whatever. But yeah, I think, and yes, it's not Voyager. So Janeway, we've talked about this multiple times, why it's a Janeway hologram. Our initial thought was because she was the captain that had the most experience in the Delta Quadrant. So when you ask the computer for a holographic representation of somebody to help you get home or traverse the Delta Quadrant, of course it would say the most qualified person would be Captain Janeway, create a visual representation of her, load up her, whatever into it. That would make a lot of sense. But like we were just talking about in this one, if she has a personal stake in this for some reason, that's why it's her hologram that's aboard. So she's saving somebody that, whatever. Yeah, it is not Voyager. We understand this. But yeah, we don't know why specifically it's her hologram yet. We've just got theories. And there are quite a few that you can come up with if you need to think of something. So.
And yes, my man just liked my tweet. So.
Yeah.
He liked my joke. No,
yeah, he did.
Very, very straightforward. Janeway is just a knowledgeable Delta Quadrant expert, and if you're going to pick a avatar in that quadrant, that's a logical person who in the quadrant knows the legacy of Janeway. For most of the time, it's positive. Most of the time, and holodeck maybe holo closet. But I would think it'd be more fun. They haven't got a holodeck, and they find one along the way. I can imagine the ship is.
Yeah, one holopod.
Yeah, no, that as well. But I think it should be very bare bones, and they will find and barter for stuff. And I think as the season goes on, they're going to add more alien tech, and that'll be part of the fun. We'll add a Vadois drive, we'll add a Borg, we'll add stuff, and very, very bare bones. And the whole ship has holo projectors. If it the Prometheus had them. So I mean, Janeway does this. There's a whole holo galaxy. So the whole ship has holo projectors, so Janeway can walk around. So I mean, every ship. Prometheus would want holo projectors so the EMH can medicate people. So super easy, barely a
inconvenience. The Doctor, $5. I do hope it has a solid story to it, but something good for kids, some good lessons woven into it. Yes, all Star Trek has good lessons woven into it. All good Star Trek, yes.
I was supposed to say, wow. Discovery season 1, always
good.
Always attack someone first. We don't know who they are properly. That's a good plan. Yeah. Vulcan, hello.
Punch somebody in the face first. Yeah.
Always punch that lion first. He won't hurt you back. He won't decloak and hurt you.
Jeff Jacobs still here with $2. Hit like. If you didn't black it, you didn't smack it.
Oh goodness!
Wow.
Oh my god.
That's a new one.
I think Vinod does in his personal time.
I am Misi. Puts in $20. Thank you so much. That is amazing.
Big help. Boom.
I'm not sure how many references they're going to use. I doubt they're expecting the target audience to have watched all of Voyager. Most likely just cameos. Hologram Janeway is essentially a new character and a cameo. Yeah, I mean, this show's got to stand on its own because it is aimed at a younger demographic. So yes, you're assuming that they haven't all seen Voyager, but you're going to make them want to watch Voyager, as any good Star Trek will. It'll make you want to go back and watch the other Star Treks before it. Yeah, but it's also going to speak. It's going to be like a Pixar cartoon where there's jokes for the parents that the kids don't get until they're a lot older. Then they get the jokes. So I think this is going to be the same thing. It's going to, speak to us old school fans as well as the new kids. So the new kids on the block.
See, you make an interesting point there. It should be as in the super chatter, but. They've done a weird thing, actually, and I think, appreciate it, but for new fans, it might not be as much. Think about Discovery Season 1, which was the big, brand new Trek. The Klingons are villains who you need to know from previous Trek to really get the backstory. The Mirror Universe, who you need to know from previous Trek to get the backstory. There's another one or two things that are quite important. Like, these things are quite full-on, like, you won't get it without TOS, but I guess it doesn't link anyway. Picard, you need to know who Seven is, which means you have to watch Voyager. You need to know about the Borg, not just TNG, but also First Contact. You need to have seen all this stuff to get Picard.
Knowing about Hugh would also be a good idea.
Yeah, and Icheb to even give a shit.
Pretty specific. That's a specific episode or two that people, if they just casually watch the show, might have missed.
Yep.
So
that shows you need to have seen Picard at TNG to watch and Voyager to really get it. And the idea of the Borg the artifact won't mean anything if you're a casual viewer. Oh, Borg cube, okay, why is that scary? And then Lower Decks, obviously, it all revolves around using the universe that exists. So actually, none of the new shows have gone standalone. So I would be surprised if this is the first one that says, like, if using Kazon, you need to know who Kazon are. And yes, obviously, you will reintroduce them. That's what all shows do. But to get in the depth, you have to see all of the first 3 seasons of Voyager. Janeway, to really get her, to appreciate her, you got to see more of Voyager. So actually, at this point, you can't just do everything standalone, and you shouldn't. It's all part of this big universe. But kids are smart. They'll pick stuff up, and then, like you say, you go back and watch Voyager. But yeah, certainly this isn't Janeway. This is Holo Janeway. It's a whole different character. She'll be Janeway a la whatever hairstyle season this is, and then she'll go from there. As soon as she starts interacting with them, kids, she isn't going to be... she wanted kids with Mark, then Mark got remarried, and she never had kids. So there'll be a whole different side to her. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be interesting if at the end of each episode she kind of gets an update, like from the holo, like if there is real time communication or even delayed a little bit, she gets the logs, the updates, so she can send revisions to help them out. It would be interesting if it ended kind of with her reviewing the log and kind of going over what they did and then giving her thoughts back to them, and that's how the episode ends, kind of thing, like. Almost like the old He-Man cartoons where you had the whole episode had a point, a morality tale, and you kind of learn that at the end. If it's done well, I mean, that might be interesting, because then we get to see both Hologram Janeway and Admiral Janeway on a pretty constant basis, and she could, like I said, send updates to the hologram to help the kids out as needed. So I don't know, that would be interesting, but.
No, that's a really interesting point. And I like the idea. What if there is a little darker layer? Maybe Holo Janeway is able to send messages out back to. So they'll end each episode with Holo Janeway's log, Stardate, and it sends off, and then we only learn by episode 4. You cut to San Francisco. Boop, 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 boop. Dude, this is Holo Janeway, and Admiral is like, this bitch. What's she doing in my face? And they're sending, like you say, messages back to Earth, because maybe the Protostar is a test within a test. There was the thing. Depends how deep you go. There's so much potential. I hope it isn't just 5 kids find a ship and go on a wild adventure, because they'll go.
We're building it up to be something super great, and we're going to be disappointed. I think. But I, from the beginning, I've said I'm excited for this show. I want to see where this goes. This one never has had me kind of go, eh. So I've always been right there, like super excited. So I'm hoping it pays off.
But I'm way more. But I mean, let's talk about briefly the casting they've got for the 3. So I don't know who.
Before we get into that, let's get to Mark Lawrence's $5 super chat.
Oh, fantastic.
Stoner thought maybe Janeway is regretting not having kids, but remembers her salamander kids and wants those brought home. They send the Protostar to pick up the salamander babies. Because that was kind of shitty of them to just leave them there.
Well, they are more advanced humans, though. So if anyone's going to survive, it should be, 1 billion years more advanced humans. The apex of our evolution is the warp 10 salamanders.
Dun, 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 dun.
Fantastic. So let us look on the Trek site. I'm just going to put it on the screen. So this is the casting for Trek Core, good old Trek Core. Love a bit of Trek Core. And the faces are obviously quite important here because they're voice actors. So you've got David Diggs, who I don't know, but we'll look at in a minute. You've got Jamil, and Jason Alexander. Jamil, I believe, was a model. Look at that face. And a talk show person, but she was in The Good Place, which was a 4-season Netflix show that was spectacular, and she was very good in that. and she put on a very fake British accent, but it was a real accent, so that was when I checked. It's like, oh god, okay, wow. But I mean, good. She's good in that. Very distinct, very British, very prim proper. That I mean, she might act something different, but very prim, very proper. And Trill, great. I mean, I think, you know, a British Trill that says it all. Come on, we have the nuance. Can't you tell? And Jason Alexander. I mean, what a famous character actor. You know, very very famous for whatever he's done.
Yeah. Because they announced that this crew at the same time they announced him as a captain. I wish they would have kind of split it up a bit, but I'm happy that at the same time they did it this way. So now we know that it's not just going to be like scrolling through the captains on the hall of. As soon as Janeway pops up, I don't like this one.
Yeah.
Oh, Captain Chakotay. Yeah. Captain Picard.
Wouldn't that be great?
I like the girl. Go back to the girl.
It'd be great if Picard shows up first. Hello, everybody. You don't want a bald man? God damn.
So yeah, I mean, I've only heard of Jason Alexander, obviously, but it's interesting. You got an Andorian, a Trill, and a Tellarite. So,
I mean, you can't get more, you know,
Federation core member. We need a Vulcan there. We need a Vulcan.
But Vulcans, you could argue, been overdone. These guys deserve a bit more time. And Trill, you can do absolutely anything with, because they're many people's histories and legacies. You know, and and they also even rank. So commander, so that's second in command, because commanders aren't, you know, commander is Commander LaForge, Commander Riker, Commander Beverly Crusher. There's only a couple, so that's second in command.
And I Am Misi says Jason Alexander was someone in Voyager, wasn't he? Yes, he was in the episode Think Tank. So yes,
great episode. Ensign for Trill, which is unusual to have the higher up or the lower up. But I'm guessing the experience of does that have to be joined? I mean, most Trill aren't joined. I guess that's an assumption for me. Don't know why it'd be a Trill if you weren't joined necessarily. I mean, there's obviously a Trill on the Bridge of the Cerritos, but they're not main characters. So,
Ensign Barnes, we love Ensign Barnes.
We do. And Doctor Newham, an arguing doctor, which is great. That's a nice out of a non-typecast. That's great, rather than a Vulcan doctor. And if we're going to get a Tellarite, I'm sure we're going to get a scene where Tellarite Doctor argues with Tellarite Engineer. That's come on, you're obviously leading to that.
Yeah.
But let's look at, and they do say David Diggs was in a Star Trek fan film, or at least a Star Trek-esque fan film. So our first fan film actor to appear in a. So what does he sound like?
So, if a humanoid were to come along and consume this, they would experience a very intense, roughly 10-minute long.
Jason Alexander is in this, so.
What are you chewing on?
It's a very distinct voice as well, so that's cool. So all three is very distinct voices, very specific voices. Interesting.
Well, and most voice actors can do multiple voices, so it might not be the voice you're hearing that you're going to be.
Well, sure, but you know, you're hiring Morgan Freeman for his voice. You know what I mean? Like, he's not doing voices. He's always going to have the Morgan Freeman voice because that's a voice he has. Or like Tony Todd, like they have a certain something.
But you hire Frank Welker because he can do like 1,500 voices and sound effects.
Now, according to this, IMDb, he's in every episode. Doesn't mean Jack, because they don't often mean anything necessarily. Although, yes, it does say that if there's anything to go by, it does say Rob. Oh, that's cute. Rob Beltran's IMDb picture is the Star Trek one. That's nice.
Nice. Nice. So, guys, let us know your thoughts in the former super chat. We have 116 people watching and 140 likes. Let's get 10 more likes to get to 150. And I know we're not going to hit our normal goals right now, but honestly, another 20 would be just fantastic.
Yes.
If you can. Like, there's that last super chat slot, which Mark Lawrence has right now. And just let us know your thoughts, ideas, anything you want to put out there and have us discuss, or at least call it now before the show starts, your ideas of what Captain Chakotay, what role he could play in this. We would love to hear them and discuss them.
And Ian Sabanu says it's new Trek, so fans won't give it a chance. It'll be a chat on 2 seconds after episode 1. Only if it's bad. I mean, people embrace Low Decks because it was great. People like season 3 of Discovery because it was better. People are gonna call out good or bad quality.
Project Achieva, Duckman. Yeah, Jason Alexander did the voice of Duckman. Great cartoon.
Jeez.
Oh man.
But this the David was also in a Star Wars Resistance, so he's a Star Trek and Stargate actor of Star Wars.
Well, he's not welcome here then.
Okay.
Just kidding.
And first episode's gonna be an hour long, with the official synopsis being Lost and Found, a group of lawless teens exiled on a mining colony outside Federation space, which is a weird way of phrasing that, because you'd say in the Delta Quadrant. You wouldn't say that way around. Discover a derelict Starfleet ship. Dal must gather unlikely crew for the newfound ship if they're going to escape Tars Lamora. But the Divna's daughter Gwen have other plans. Mwahaha. There you go. Sorry, are you okay there, Stuart? What's
No, it's just I'm trying to ventriloquism dummy when you were talking. No. Sean O'Sullivan, €2. Chakotay left-handed. Please stop messing this up. What? Chakotay's left-handed? Is he? I don't even know that. That's a joke, I think. Squadra Course, $2. Hollow Janeway's canon uniform gives me hope. The comm badge that you see there isn't the comm badge you see in the show, unless she starts with that and changes. But yeah, just for the record, at least they put that one on there so that we'll see.
They'll change it as soon as they're there. They want their own comm badge. I mean, yeah.
Ooh, Corecross has a good idea. What if the USS Protostar is Chakotay's ship and he loses it on a mission to return to the Delta Quadrant? That'd be interesting if something happened and they had to abandon ship, and his goal is to get the ship back. I kind of like that, actually. And that's why it's such a small crew, that we've only been introduced to 3 of them. Maybe it is a small crew for a specific reason. I like that. I like that idea.
And he was a flight officer.
Yeah.
My issue with that, A, won't get to see another cool Starfleet ship. We'll just get to see the same JJ-looking ship. Okay. And then we'll just have Captain Chakotay. I would even, they might even be out of uniform at that point, just like in a civilian ship just trying to chase it. Isn't the most exciting thing in the universe. And then I would think that Janeway would know who the crew would be then. She'd say, "You aren't Captain Chakotay." If she's the programmed officer of a designated, because every ship knows its crew and knows its mission. The fact that it's saying, "Hello, crew, welcome," means they might even not been assigned a crew. You know. But it's interesting, but I don't know, it feels too small for that. Because I think he would want a bigger ship to go in case something goes wrong. To go on a tiny ship with less amenities, you know.
I like the idea personally. I think that might work if it's done well.
Well, that's a whole different question.
Yes, I know. Jeff Jacobs throws in $2. Here you go, Cap. 150 sweet.
Boom.
150 sweet. You did make me say 150. 200 next. Hashtag make Jeff pay. Yeah, we haven't had a hashtag make anybody pay in forever, man.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Jeff.
I mean, Jeff, you own certain things.
Yeah.
That's $12 more, and we can run out a fun brief chat.
Yeah. $12 would be awesome to end out on, guys.
Brief, but
right now, good. Jeff is the last super chat slot, so.
But
no, I really like the idea that it was his ship. Ben says maybe it's tiny and compact so the technology works more or better.
Oh, that's always the case.
Yeah.
But
especially with the transforming, like.
You can also tear to the extreme as well, and you know, it's like you shouldn't always have everything be experimental ship. You know, there's a point where
Squadron course says, I still say the ship is much larger than people keep saying it is. In my honest opinion, it will be 400 plus meters long. No. We've got so many visual cues as to how big it is, with the size of the bridge, from the interior, seeing the dome, from the ramp. It's not big.
Because that's a big ship. That's like way bigger than the Defiant, 400 meters. Not saying Defiant's huge, obviously, but
yeah,
it's pretty. Like that wouldn't be small at all if it was that big.
Yeah,
400 is.
And we've seen it come in and land. Like we've seen the landing lights. Like it's small. It's a small looking ship. Sorry. But I am Misi throws in $5. The show is actually a holo novel. Burnham is watching to help with a big decision in the future, in the distant future.
I mean, yes. Obviously.
Mario says, I just got here, but I'm so happy to see Beltran coming back. I'm not sure if he should be in Starfleet, though. I was imagined he'd go back to his colony and rebuild.
I mean, he probably did that a little bit, and he wanted to do more grander good, you know? I was going to say, the size of the ship. I mean, 400 meters is longer than Voyager.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think this ship is like a third bigger than Voyager, longer than Voyager. Like, that would seem real daft.
Yeah.
Real daft.
Very excessive for like 4 or 5 kids to run by themselves too.
Yeah, for me, I'd have the ship being like 180 max. You know.
This is Jericho. But how big are its turbo lifts?
Well, bigger.
Denny says, am I the only one who wonders how a Maquis rebel can be promoted to captain of a starship after he forsook his Starfleet oath, even though he did serve the ship when he had to in order to survive?
Yes. Yes, you are.
You are the only one, yes.
7 years, good service, full academy, whatever. His record speaks for itself.
He'd already graduated the academy, he served in Starfleet.
And let's be honest, if at the end of the day they come home and as soon as he beams off the ship, all right, Chakotay, terrorist, you're now in prison. It's like, bitch. No. You know. And I mean, come on, if Janeway can give field promotions and field commands, why can't she? If bloody Picard can give a field acting ensign bullshit to Wesley, I'm sure Janeway can make him an actual, you know, like he's a real commander in Starfleet. He's not a commander. He's just got a Maquis rank. You know, or he's got, like, he's chosen to keep that. Like, he's still a commander rank. Just he's using that as the badge, as a symbol of guys. You know, we're keeping with the tradition of. I respect the fact that we're not just stealing your identity. You know.
Yeah. Pumpkin Spice. Beltran is just a brief 30-second cameo to say, Akuchi Moya, my people, blah, 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 like Guinan and Picard. There's a story among my people. Yes, we know there is. There always is, Chakotay. Ozzy Medeiros throws in $5.
Hey.
Captain James T. Kirk is the oldest person to go into space. No, William Shatner is. And that's tomorrow. We're just lucky it's called Blue Origin, not Red Origin. You know what I mean? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yes, Robert, permission to be dismissed granted. All right, so we need. Oh, we got it. Yeah, we hit the minimum. But yeah, that's awesome, guys. I'm out of things to say, so if you guys have anything else you'd like to talk about, by all means, put it in now. But I think we're pretty much done for today. And join us tomorrow for our Trekyards. We're going to be starting earlier.
Yes.
And hanging out, having some drinks, having some fun, reminiscing, looking at old clips, talking about everything and anything, and
you may convince us to do uniform changes because Stuart's now got a couple.
No, I don't. It's a lie.
Okay, I'm lying. He's got one.
100 more.
1 million uniforms. And yes, I just posted a link in the chat as Trekyards for also my live show with Vance Major, the man of 130 fan films. Also tomorrow, which will be the hour.
Pizza Roll Diaries.
There we go. Which will be the hour before this. We'll talk about my first batch of commission work, fan films that aren't my own. And then next week we'll talk about the other set, and then the last one will be Trek shorts. So a bit of everything. That's exciting. I think Roman War is a big get for tomorrow because that's kind of I did that for many years now. So yeah.
Mention Trekyards at some point.
I do. I mention you. I say sweet things about you. You know.
Into my ear.
Sweet nothings into your ear from across the pond.
Sweet.
From my London to yours.
Oh, that's so sweet.
On that note.
Weird note. Oh, I should probably close the poll, by the way.
Yes.
The poll was, did you want to see Admiral Janeway as well as the holographic Janeway? 90% yes.
Oh. Great.
Forgot I did that. Anyway.
Can we even get 100% poll? That probably one of the highest.
That's what I was hoping for with that one. It was 100% for a little while, and then I just forgot about it.
Okay, hold on.
Can we get 100% poll? Is that what the poll's going to be? Because somebody else is going to vote no.
We're going to give us 3 minutes.
Oh my god. Somebody's going to vote no right away. You know that, right? See?
The new poll. Can we get a 100% poll? Vote now.
One person voted no.
Guys, can we get a 100% poll? It's up to you guys. But Stuart, serious question though. Would you want to see Picard, Beltran and his crew in First Contact uniforms or Picard flashback uniforms?
First Contact uniforms.
And why?
Because they're the superior uniform.
Okay. And
that's what they should be in. Which makes me wonder why Janeway's in a Voyager uniform. But hey, it's fine.
Well, that's because that's the one she's famous in. I mean, that's purely for the fans. But also, she's Captain Janeway and not Admiral Janeway.
It's
so
true.
And as soon as she got back home, she'd be given the new uniform. So yeah, only her captain had been in the uniform.
Maybe we should just do a live one day of different polls, trying to get 100%. Does everyone hate Kurtzman? Oh, the episode's over now. But
yeah, as soon as we get 100% poll, we end.
After 100 votes, though.
Yes. Oh yes.
We would never end because somebody would always be fucking it up.
Oh yeah, of course. So just to end off, guys, I asked in good faith, can we ever get 100% poll? And I got worse result than the last poll. Which I'm pissed about.
Chris says we should that would be a fun thing to do tomorrow during our drunk live is just try to get 100% poll on something.
Do you love Star Trek?
I like that idea.
Vote yes. I'm sorry, but I still got 85. You know, you got 90%. I got 85, and we'll see what happens. So until tomorrow, both my live advance and then straight after a live with you fine folks, where booze will be right here waiting to be drank. He's Captain Foley.
I am. Look at me. Glory to me and my house. He's Commander Calkins.
Well, your house with a basement that's trashed.
Shut up. It's been work done.
I'm Connor Coggins. I'm gonna go kit bash a character into Andorian so I can work on Previs.